just a quick disclaimer. I did in the video said I'm going to put it as into sections of cheap, expensive, or cheap, affordable and expensive, but the video editing just messed up completely, so I've just left it without it, but I've still discussed why I've put those players in there, and I do believe hopefully this video should be worth putting out there. Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video, and today something different, a bit of a different video. We're gonna do the best defenders on FIFA 22 for every budget. So we're gonna do cheap, then sort of medium, affordable budget, and then the expensive budget. And we're gonna have a few players, sometimes just one player in each category, and it's just gonna be the defenders. And if you want me to do midfielders and attackers, then leave a like down below. If we get to 10 likes, then we'll definitely do one of those as well. But it's currently obviously 17th of November. By the time you're watching the video, probably the new team of the week is actually out. So Mbappe is out, and obviously all these new players are out. Potentially Mbappe just leaked it, maybe not, I don't know. But today, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the 3 players, or however many players I'm talking about in the squad. We're gonna have a look at their cards quickly, and then I'm gonna put it on the screen at the end. Cheap, affordable, expensive, and I put those cards in there. So hopefully it's gonna be not too difficult to edit. Should be pretty straightforward. But let's just get into this. So first of all, we're gonna go into the goalkeepers. 1.2k, really cheap. Not gonna lie, and it is going to be Nick Pope, one of the better defenders last year. I still think he's one of the best defenders at his budget this year, just because of his height and just how good he is. 1.9k, really, 1.2k, sorry, really cheap. You can also put Lloris in a cheap category because he's only 14k. So in my personal opinion, I definitely think he could fit in there. So we're gonna put him in there as well. So the medium or affordable, affordable player that we're going to go for is going to be Donnarumma. 60k, I do feel like it's quite cheap. Everyone should have 60k at this stage of the game, and Donnarumma would be my choice if I had to pick for the affordable budget. The most expensive one, this is a difficult one because you've got obviously Van der Sar, you've got Schmeichel, but Schmeichel was never that good. But I've went for sort of kind of not too expensive, but just, well, a bit more expensive than Donnarumma. But I do believe that icon goalkeepers, I don't know. The only reason you would use them is if you want to have that link between your defenders. So my expensive goalkeeper is going to be Petr Cech, the 86 rated Petr Cech, 276,000 coins. Although Donnarumma from stats looks a lot better actually, so maybe you should reconsider of having Petr Cech, because Donnarumma can actually link you with a lot of players if need to. So these are the 4 players: cheap, affordable and expensive. You've got Pope and Lloris in the cheaper location, then you've got Donnarumma in the affordable one, and really expensive and expensive obviously is going to be Petr Cech. Okay, so time to go through the right back position. We don't really have a really cheap right back, although there is a few, such as Semedo, which is like 1,000 coins or something like that. So we went kind of for like a medium budget. So we have 2 players for the cheap, 2 players for the medium, and then 1 player for the most expensive one, which is again an icon, and it's just way too expensive at this stage of the game. So the first right back at the cheap, so the first player is going to be Kyle Walker. Pretty straightforward, 85,000 coins. Right back, Kyle Walker, really good. I think he's really decent. Stamina is 86. You've got everything you need to. I guess the only thing is you have 2-star weak foot, but apart from that, I mean everything else is a definitely usable card, and Kyle Walker could definitely be a cheap version. 23k, really straightforward. The other right back that I have at a cheap, sort of price, cheap price. I don't know what word I'm looking for. It's going to be Hamari Traore, and it's going to be the 84 version, which we have him in the squad already. Or sorry, we have him in the team. I'm not sure why he's not popping up, but we have him, and we've been using him for a very, very long time already. So, and he's coming at 41,000 coins. The more expensive versions of the players are Hakimi, who's potentially better than Traore and Walker, but personally I wasn't a big fan. Obviously you can go for the one to watch version, who will increase in value and it will increase in the rating soon once PSG win a few more games, but Hakimi is definitely one of the more expensive options. The other option from a La Liga team is going to be Jesus Navas. A lot of people are using him, and it's not the gold version, it's actually his road to the knockouts card. He's 87 rated. Will he get an upgrade? I'm not really sure. I've not really checked Sevilla, but I know one thing for sure, that his card is actually goated. So it looks like it's a very good card overall. And obviously the expensive version of the right backs is going to be Cafu. Whichever version you go for, it's all going to be expensive. Definitely not this one, because he's definitely cheap. But 89 rated, well 88 rated, we're going to go for this one. I believe he's 973,000 coins, and yeah, he's definitely looking good. It does look like a good card. Is he better than the other cards? I'm not sure. Obviously you've got Traore, who's faster. Hakimi's faster, but then his defensive stats are just phenomenal. You've got dribbling, passing, defending, everything. So obviously if you have those sort of coins, then go for Cafu, but not for me, unfortunately. Okay, so we're then going to go through the centre-back positions, and we're going to place him... just going to place him here. So, centre-back positions, we have the very cheap version. Obviously, you know how it is. It's going to be Lacroix, very, very cheap. You know, you do also have some other options, such as Gomez, Rudiger is really good. Who else? I'm now trying to think quick. Klosterman is pretty decent as well, but I've decided to go with Lacroix because he's my guy and he's been in my team for a fairly long while, 76 games already. So yeah, looks like a decent card. I mean, he's a decent card. 1.9k. I'm going to keep it as it is for Lacroix, just the cheap version for Lacroix, because I think he's probably the best centre-back, cheap centre-back out there. But for the sort of medium budget, between 40 and 100k, we're going to go for two players. Some people may not agree, but a majority do like this guy. Kimpembe is going to be the second guy that's in this sort of medium cost range, and then the other player is going to be Van Dyke. Again, I only placed him in the sort of medium budget because he's 100,000 coins. So, you know, gives you that sort of choice if you need to between the two players or between the players. So Van Dyke would be in my medium range as well. 105,000 coins. The expensive version of the cards or centre backs would be Varane, who's only just more expensive than Van Dyke. But obviously if you want to go for his one to watch card, it's a lot more expensive, but Varane is coming out at 170,000 coins. And then the other card, who is just ridiculously expensive, is going to be Marquinhos. The road to the knockouts Marquinhos actually looks phenomenal as well, so something to consider. If you've got the coins, then I do believe they will go far. But if you don't, there is obviously the inform versions and his just gold version as well, so which go below the range, or price range for sure. The road to the knockouts card is currently at I believe 850,000 coins. So consider, you know, make sure you have a look at the budgets, what you can do, what you can't do, etc. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see everything on the screen because of the cheap, expensive, whatever. But the last sort of selection of players is the left back position, which again should be pretty straightforward. The cheap versions go from 9k to 30k, and the first player is going to be Alfonso Davies. Davies actually going to feature twice in this list because of how good he is. I didn't realize he's actually only 9k, so that's ridiculous. Alfonso Davies is the first left back and definitely a cheap version of the left back, a lot cheaper than right backs. The other player that we have, the cheap version, is going to be Theo Hernandez. Again, really good player. Of course, he does have that inform that we can can use, but for the price range, I do believe his normal gold card could actually be really usable at 27,000 coins. So the medium range for the left backs, I've went with Mendy. Again, I'm not really sure or whether that's a good option just because he's 83 rated. However, he's 50k, so I did have to put him in a team, and he's still one of the best left backs in the game. So I just have to put him in a team. I'd have to go against my will, and yeah, just have to put him in a team because of how good he is. Does have that 5-star skill moves. Sorry, 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, high. I mean, is a phenomenal left back. The other card that we have is actually we reviewed him recently on the channel, and it's going to be Cornet, but I'll call him Cornetto, the Rule Breakers Cornetto from Premier League left back, coming out at 72,000 coins. And then the two expensive players that we have today is going to be, again, I have mentioned one already, and it's going to be Alfonso Davies, the Rule Breaker, which is 200,000 coins. It gives you that chance. I can't put him in a team because of the other Alfonso Davies, but he's going to be on the screen. And also the other player is Roberto Carlos, whether it's the mid icon or the baby icon. The baby icon does come out at 500,000 coins, so I would probably go for Rule Breaker Davies if you can fit him in, but obviously if you have the coins, then you go for Roberto Carlos. But this is my opinion on the best defenders in the game. If I missed anyone, please leave a comment down below. Yes, I've already mentioned people like Gomez and Rudiger. Rule Breaker Rudiger is really good as well. There's some other players that are really good that may not have got the mention, but these are my selections. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. I appreciate something different than usual, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. If you enjoy it, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.